Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
His sudden death shocked the world, but Matthew Perry found God in his final days. Written by Mel Johnson, read by Adam Staten. Friends actor Matthew Perry died suddenly on October 28, 2023. The heartbreaking news stunned the world and left his friends and family reeling. But amidst the terrible tragedy, there's also a beautiful story of how God's love restored a broken man. On October 28, 2023, a witness discovered Matthew Perry unresponsive in the jacuzzi at his Pacific Palisades home. The emergency call mentioned cardiac arrest, while another report referenced drowning. Based on initial research at the home, foul play isn't suspected, and no drugs were found. But the exact cause of Matthew Perry's death has been deferred, pending a toxicology report and further investigation. Matthew Perry's family later confirmed the 54-year-old actor had died suddenly. "We are heartbroken by the tragic loss of our beloved son and brother," they said. Matthew brought so much joy to the world, both as an actor and a friend. Matthew Perry became a household name thanks to his iconic role as Chandler Bing in the hit TV series Friends. And while he's remembered for his quick wit and humor, it wasn't all laughs behind the scenes. Though Matthew initially viewed the fame from Friends as an answered prayer, it soon became his downfall. His life careened out of control as he developed an addiction fluctuating between alcohol and pills. "You can track the trajectory of my addiction if you gauge my weight from season to season," he later explained. "When I'm carrying weight, it's alcohol. When I'm skinny, it's pills." Matthew said he went to rehab 14 times and had some 15 stomach surgeries. He tried detox treatments more than 60 times. He spent millions on treatments and hospitalizations, lost several teeth to drugs, and survived a terrible overdose. At last, the actor finally hit bottom and cried out to the Lord for help. "God, please help me," he begged. "Show me that you are here. God, please help me." After finding himself in the presence of God, Matthew Perry turned a corner in his recovery. The love of the Lord transformed him from the broken man he was into a new creation. "He saved me that day, and for all days, no matter what," Matthew said. "He had turned me into a seeker, not only of sobriety and truth, but also of Him." Matthew began sharing his story of redemption in the hopes of inspiring others and breaking the stigma around addiction. He opened up about the incredible moment with God in his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. And by all accounts, Matthew Perry's life was no longer in shambles. So when the heartbreaking news broke that Matthew Perry had died suddenly, it came as a shock to all, and social media became flooded with condolences and tributes for the former Friends actor. Actress Shannon Doherty took to Instagram to lament the loss. She said, "We were a gang way back. We all grew up together, going to the Formosan North and constantly laughing. He will be missed by many, and definitely by us. Yes, I could be more poetic or say things better, but right now, shock and sadness prevail. It's a loss that hit so many so hard. And as so many fans honor the memory of Matthew Perry, it comes as a comfort to his grieving loved ones. You all meant so much to him, and we appreciate the tremendous outpouring of love," they said. What a tragedy it is that Matthew Perry died suddenly, but what a blessing to know he'd come to accept Jesus in his final days. As we remember the laughter and joy Matthew Perry brought to our lives through his acting, let's also reflect on the profound journey he undertook towards faith and finding God. It's a journey that can serve as a source of hope and inspiration for each of us in our own lives, reminding us that faith is a path worth exploring even in the face of life's uncertainties. "I have blotted out as a thick cloud your transgressions, and as a cloud your sins. Return to me, for I have redeemed you." Isaiah 44:22.
Providing for your family is a top priority. But what happens when you need affordable health care? Christian Healthcare Ministries could save you up to 40% today. As a member, you can choose your provider without network restrictions. Sign up at your convenience with our anytime enrollment. Join a Christian community that supports each other's medical expenses, offering peace of mind as you prioritize what's most important. Enroll now at yourchm.org.
The Historical Jesus Podcast is the sweeping saga of the life and times of Galilean Jesus of Nazareth, as well as the faith, religion, and church founded to honor and disseminate his acts and teachings. Join me, Mark Vinette, on this fascinating journey through time, exploring the many great works of Christian theology, literature, architecture, music, and art inspired by the words and deeds of Jesus Christ.
Dolly Parton stops touring, and the reason is her husband, a kind of need to be with him. Written by Adam Staten, read by Adam Staten. Those hoping to catch legendary entertainer Dolly Parton on the road singing her tunes will be greatly disappointed, but her reason for not touring is so sweet. A job in the entertainment field is not all glitz and glamour. The television and the big screen would lead most to believe that to be the case. Like other occupations, being a musician and an actor requires long, strenuous hours and time spent away from loved ones. It's for those reasons that Dolly Parton has absolutely no intention of touring, despite releasing a brand new album. Instead of taking her show on the road, the Jolene singer has other, more pressing matters closer to her heart. In a recent interview, Dolly stated that instead of ever touring again, she would rather spend that time with the love of her life, her husband, Carl Thomas Dean. "I don't tour anymore," Dolly said. "I've got so many business things I'm doing, and my husband and I are getting older. He's a little older than I am, and I kind of need to be with him." Dolly and Carl have been married for more than 50 years. That's a type of commitment and longevity unheard of in the entertainment industry. People reports that the two tied the knot back in 1966 and have been going strong ever since. Later in the interview, Dolly mentions that while she won't tour again, it's full steam ahead for her career. She has no plans to retire, and there are only 2 reasons why she would ever call it a career. "I might take off of, a month instead of a week," Dolly said. "But no, I don't plan to retire unless my husband was sick and really needed me, or I was sick. That'd be the only 2 reasons I would ever quit, and let's hope that never happens." Dolly Parton, even in her late 70s, continues to be a force in the entertainment industry, having released a new book and a new album. "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall join to his wife, and they shall be one flesh." Genesis 2:24.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
Threads of Faith. Deeply personal tales of family, faith, and resilience. Authentic, uplifting, and inspirational.
Where I come from is where everybody comes from, and that's a family. God plants us in the soil of our family. It's there so we can grow, and it's watered by love, and that's where we're all from.
Go to lifeaudio.com or search your favorite podcast app for Threads of Faith.